Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. Tua Tagovailoa has always been a lightning rod in the NFL discourse, either you believe he's a franchise quarterback with elite-level poise and precision, or you're waiting for the next reason to write him off. But now, someone who's been in the trenches with him, literally protecting his blind side, is coming forward with high praise, and not just any praise. Terron Armstead, the five-time Pro Bowl left tackle who played his final NFL seasons with the Miami Dolphins, went on national TV and compared Tua to a future Hall of Famer, Drew Brees. That's not a small statement in a league where comparisons are currency. Saying Tua reminds you of Brees, one of the most accurate and productive quarterbacks of all time, is like handing him the keys to legacy. And the thing is, Armstead didn't say it for clicks or attention. He meant it. He lived it. He saw it from the best seat in the house. Speaking on the Rich Eisen show, Armstead didn't mince words. He wasn't out to stir the pot. He was stating a case, a belief grounded in reps, sweat, and real-time observation. They throw darts, he said, talking about both Brees and Tua. They don't throw to areas, they're precise. That's a hell of a compliment, especially coming from someone who's protected both quarterbacks with his own hands. Terron's had a front-row view to Tua's timing, ball placement, and pocket composure. It's not just that he sees something special, it's that he sees something rare, something few quarterbacks truly have. And let's be honest, the NFL isn't overflowing with laser-accurate passers who can anticipate windows before they even open. That's elite company. And yet, here we are, he's saying Tua belongs in that conversation now. You might think this is just teammate loyalty, or maybe nostalgia from a recently retired lineman. But let's give credit where it's due. Armstead isn't sugarcoating things. He made it clear he's not calling Tua and Brees clones. He said, no, two players are the same, and that's true. But what makes the comparison powerful is the underlying skill set, accuracy, anticipation, and timing. Those are the three pillars of a quarterback who can survive and thrive in the NFL without having a rocket arm or freakish athleticism. That's what Brees did. That's what Tua is trying to do. And Armstead, who's seen both operate under pressure, is telling us they're more alike than people realize. That should matter. That should echo in the halls of Dolphins HQ. But for all the praise, it doesn't erase the pressure. Tua's heading into what might be the defining season of his career. Sure, the numbers so far are respectable: 38 wins, 100 touchdowns, only 40 for interceptions, but one playoff appearance in 5 years is underwhelming for a team that has poured talent and money into building a contender. You can blame injuries, you can blame coaching instability, you can even blame the defense when it's been inconsistent, but at the end of the day, quarterbacks carry the weight, fair or not. Tua knows this, the front office knows this, and with GM Chris Grier and head coach Mike McDaniel potentially coaching for their jobs, the Dolphins are at a crossroads in 2025. Either Tua takes the next step, or everything might come crashing down. And here's where the Brees comparison really starts to hit home. Drew Brees wasn't always a legend. He was once seen as a cautionary tale, a quarterback with a busted shoulder, discarded by the Chargers, seen as replaceable, and then New Orleans happened. A new coach, a new system, a new opportunity. That was the spark that ignited a Hall of Fame career. So when Armstead brings up Brees' trajectory, he's doing more than complimenting Tua. He's laying out a possible future. Maybe it's in Miami, maybe it's not, but if history repeats itself, Tua might just need that perfect storm to fully flourish. He's got the traits, he's got the tools. The only question is, does he have the time? And time might not be on his side. The NFL isn't known for patience, especially with quarterbacks who come with high expectations. The league is littered with talented passers who never got that second chance, or worse, never got the support they needed to succeed. One more disappointing year, and the Dolphins could hit the reset button. They've already started trimming veteran contracts. And with the AFC loaded with top-tier quarterbacks, Miami knows it can't afford to lag behind. If Tua can't win now, the next guy might be on a rookie deal, bringing cap flexibility and a clean slate. That's the brutal truth, and yet, it's not set in stone. That's what makes 2025 so crucial. Still, it's not all doom and gloom. There's legitimate optimism if you look close enough. Tua led the league in passer rating just 2 years ago. When healthy, when given protection, he's shown flashes of brilliance, like that 6-touchdown game against the Ravens, or his near-flawless dismantling of the Broncos. The talent is there. The arm strength may not wow scouts, but the efficiency, the rhythm, the football IQ, that's where he wins. That's where Brees won. And if Mike McDaniel can continue refining this offense, getting the most out of Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and whoever's in the backfield, Tua has the weapons to light up scoreboards. He just needs the consistency, the durability, the belief, not just from his teammates, but from the entire organization. And Armstead's words matter in that belief process. It's one thing for analysts to praise a quarterback, it's another for a respected veteran who shared the battlefield to speak out. That endorsement hits different. It's authentic. It's earned. Armstead didn't just see Tua at practice, he helped keep him upright on Sundays. He knows the grind. He knows the stakes, and if he says Tua has something special, that's worth paying attention to. It doesn't guarantee success, of course, but it strengthens the case for why Dolphins fans should still believe, why the front office should keep the faith, why this story isn't over. So here we are at the edge of another NFL season with Tua in the spotlight. The pressure is sky high, the expectations are even higher. But what if this is the moment everything clicks? What if, like Brees, Tua uses the noise as fuel? What if Armstead's vision isn't just a fond memory, but a preview of what's to come? That's the beauty of football. It's unpredictable, it's emotional, and it's built on belief. If Tua takes that next step, if he puts together a season that silences the doubters and elevates the Dolphins, this moment, this endorsement will be remembered as the turning point. And if not, well, the comparison to Brees still offers hope. Because sometimes, the second act is even greater than the first, and maybe, just maybe, Tua's second act is about to begin, still with us. Then show some love, hit that like button and let us know in the comments, what's your take on the Fins this week? You might want to sit down for this one, folks, because the NFL world could be about to witness something absolutely monstrous. There's a buzz swirling around the league, and it's all pointing toward Miami. That's right, Nick BOSA, the absolute defensive wrecking ball from the 49ers, has reportedly agreed to a blockbuster deal with the Miami Dolphins. And no, your ears aren't deceiving you, the BOSA brothers might actually be teaming up. If this move is finalized, we're not just talking about an elite defense anymore. We're talking about pure chaos, an AFC nightmare scenario. Sources close to the situation are saying that Miami has been cooking this up for a while, waiting for the right moment. And now it seems like everything's falling into place. Nick joining forces with his brother Joey. That's not just news, that's legacy defining, and we're going to break it all down. Because this could change the balance of power in the entire league. Now, for those of you who've been under a rock, Nick BOSA has been one of the most feared edge rushers in the league since he entered. Former Defensive Player of the Year, a relentless pass rusher, and a nightmare for any quarterback foolish enough to stand in the pocket too long. And while his time with the 49ers has been nothing short of spectacular, there were whispers all off-season about some unease, contract frustrations, philosophical differences, maybe even just the itch for a new challenge. And what better challenge than joining his brother in South Beach to wreak havoc? Joey BOSA, already a key part of the Dolphins' defensive front, has reportedly been pushing behind the scenes for this reunion. Imagine the synergy, the chemistry, the sheer terror they would cause lining up on opposite edges. This wouldn't just be a defensive upgrade, it would be historic. What's really lighting up the rumor mill, though, is how intentional this move seems. It's not just Nick chasing a check, although let's be honest, Miami reportedly dropped a serious bag for this deal. It's the fit. Vic Fangio's aggressive, unpredictable scheme is practically tailor-made for someone like BOSA, who thrives on disrupting everything an offense wants to do. Add to that the Dolphins' already elite secondary, and you've got a defense that can lock down receivers and destroy pockets. Think about it. If you're an opposing quarterback, where do you go? You can't run because Joey's coming. You can't step up because Nick's collapsing the middle. This is the kind of defensive front that breaks game plans in half before the first whistle even blows. And from a branding standpoint, the NFL has to be loving this. To superstar brothers, both former top 3 draft picks, teaming up in one of the league's most high-profile markets. It's a dream come true. The BOSA brothers aren't just elite athletes, they're a marketing gold mine. Expect primetime games, jersey sales through the roof, and constant coverage from every major network. But beyond the hype, there's a deeper storyline here. This isn't just about sacks and highlight reels, it's about legacy. The BOSAs are about to etch their names into the history books in a way we haven't seen since the Watt brothers shook up the league. And if things go even half as well as they're projected to, we could be looking at one of the most feared defensive duos in NFL history, of course. We have to ask, what does this mean for the rest of the AFC East? The Bills have dominated in recent years. The Jets are banking on Rodgers' magic, and the Patriots, well, let's just say they're still trying to find themselves. But with Nick Bosa in the building, the Dolphins just threw down a gauntlet. This isn't just an arms race, it's an all-out war now. Every team is going to have to adjust their offensive strategy. When facing Miami, quick passes, max protection, creative run designs, none of it may be enough. Because when the all-pro BOSA brothers are coming at you every snap, your offensive line better be made of steel and prayer. And let's not forget, Miami already made the playoffs last year. This move could be the push that takes them from contender to champion, but let's pump the brakes just a bit because as of now, it's all still in the sources say stage. The Dolphins haven't officially announced the deal, and the 49ers haven't released a statement. That silence is deafening, though. It usually means the final touches are being put on a massive contract. Insiders are whispering about a 4-year deal with guaranteed money that could make Nick one of the highest-paid defenders in league history. And honestly, he deserves every penny. The man changes games on his own. Now, pairing him with Joey isn't just a splash, it's a tsunami. Miami fans are already lighting up Twitter, trying to piece together what numbers they'll wear, how their lineups will look, and what havoc they'll unleash come week 1. And let's talk about the locker room dynamic for a second. These guys aren't just brothers, they're football junkies, competitors, and perfectionists. The kind of synergy they could bring to practices, film sessions, and leadership roles is off the charts. The Dolphins have quietly built one of the most complete rosters in the league. And adding Nick Bosa is like putting a rocket booster on a sports car. You thought they were fast before, now they're dangerous, and you can bet Tua Tagovailoa and that high-powered offense are licking their chops, knowing they won't have to put up 35 points a game just to stay alive. With that defense backing them up, they can play smarter, more controlled football, and that's a championship formula. Now, let's look a bit deeper into the long-term implications. This move doesn't just shake up the 2025 season, it changes the future. If this experiment works, it could set a new precedent in the league. Imagine more elite sibling duos teaming up, forming super teams not on offense, but on defense. The NFL has always been about star quarterbacks, but the BOSA brothers might flip that narrative. They could redefine what it means to be franchise cornerstones on the defensive side of the ball. And for the Dolphins, they're no longer the team that almost made it. They're the team to beat. This could usher in a new era of dominance in Miami not seen since the Marino days. But hey, we've seen big names switch teams before, and it doesn't always go as planned. Chemistry, health, scheme fit, it all matters. But if there's one thing we know about the BOSA brothers, it's that they don't take plays off. They're relentless, disciplined, and wired to win. That's why this is different. This isn't a flashy move for headlines. This feels strategic, calculated, like the Dolphins have been eyeing this opportunity for months. If Nick can stay healthy, and that's always the asterisk, we might be talking about a defense that ranks top 3 in every major category. And don't forget, come playoff time, defense wins championships. A Nick and Joey Bosa combo could be exactly what pushes the Dolphins over the edge. So, is this the beginning of the BOSA era in Miami? It sure feels like it. Nothing's official yet, but the writing is on the wall, and the rumblings are getting louder. If you're a Dolphins fan, you might want to clear some space on your wall for another jersey. And if you're a quarterback in the AFC, well, you might want to start practicing your rollout drills. Because if this deal goes through, Sundays are about to get a whole lot scarier. Stay tuned, folks. This one's just heating up. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.